Hi, this is Jane with Jayne Design. One of the things that is the hardest for business owners to come up with is good quality content. And I know it's really sort of like writing a report. It's something that we have to sit down and do. And most business owners are very good at what they do to run their business, but sitting down and writing is not always the easiest thing. And believe me, I know I definitely feel your pain there. But good quality content is the way that we can compete on the internet, and we say that content is king. So, in order for us to be able to rank you properly and get you the most visibility possible, we do have to have good quality content, and the more the better. Now, even if people aren't going to sit down and read it, it gives the browser something to find in order to determine what it is that you're trying to get across to your demographic, or so that when someone types in a keyword, they can find you. So it really has a lot to do with indexing and everything to do with indexing and everything to do with ranking. So, like for instance, you'll see on my website. Ultimately, the most important keyword that you'll see in here is web and web design, web development. Um, some SEO work is in here as well under services. We've got SEO, um, search engine optimization, social networking, and you'll get a sense of that throughout. So when you're planning your content, think in terms of these links up here, and we probably will go through and discuss what's the most important topics to cover in your website and in what priority. So, but keep in mind that those topics will be your links, and those will be nice and short, and those will be keywords that are very important to your business. I'm going to scroll down here. One of the things I actually entered recently was this additional content in here, because there really wasn't a lot of content on my homepage. So this tab effect is a nice way to kind of sneak that in there. You can get all this nice content in here in a small space. And again, notice that the content has a scroll bar too, so we don't have to take up a whole lot of room in order to get a lot of content in there. We've got web design, search engine optimization, graphic design, and then we've got these links too. So consider when you're writing your copy, what the most important thing is that you think that your demographic will be typing in. My demographic is obviously typing in web design. I want them to find me when they type in web design. I want them to find me when they type in web development. And we have these internal links. And so the more opportunity you give us to have these internal links and link people to your content areas, the better. So keep that in mind when you're writing. So content is king. In order to elaborate on that, I want to kind of show you a little bit about what browsers see. So for instance, if we have a website, and a lot of times I have clients and they really just want something nice and clean and simple. And it's really, I think of it as almost a romantic vision. We just want a nice little splash page and maybe no content. And I don't get as much requests for that anymore. I think that the tide is turning on people's tastes, and people tend to recognize now that when people are on the internet, they are looking for content. Images, of course, are very useful, but when we have something like this, I will always sneak in some content. And even if this content gets missed, it's not crucial, and it does give browsers something to get a hold of in terms of indexing this website. So if we look at this back end, we're going to take a quick peek and see what the browsers are actually looking at. So this is our code for this website. Those are the images. Up in here is our metadata. And then down in here you can see this is the content. So the browsers want to be able to see this, and if they don't have anything to look at, even if we've named the images and etc., Google wants you to be an authority in your area of website. Whatever it is that your website is selling, is promoting, they want you to look like an authority. And you can't do that without good quality content and without utilizing the keywords that are important to your business. So in this website, for instance, you're going to see a lot of NRCHA, National Range Cow Horse Association, horseman, horse trainer, things of those nature are going to be important to this particular website. Another example would be this veterinary site. This is Marin Pet Hospital, and they're ranked very well in their area. We also made sure that one of the things that they were also looking for, was important to their business, is pet boarding. So when we developed this website, we made sure that their services included boarding. Yeah, it looks like my internet's not working very well. And so we've got the boarding in the kennels right here. And so when you type in pet boarding in San Rafael, you will find Marin Pet Hospital here. So really important, and it has to do with what is important to your business, what do you want to sell, what do you want to promote, and therefore we need to develop content accordingly. Another important element for this website is TPLO surgery. So you'll see when you type in TPLO surgery in San Rafael and even in San Francisco in a larger pool, you'll see that they come up very nicely. And that's just because we have, in fact, focused on it on this website here. And this is just a small little lead in, and then it goes to the main page if we click on read more. And there's, you can see how much content is in here. It's not pages and pages, but we do want to develop it. Even if people don't read through this, some people will, but consider that we've got to give Google and other browsers that opportunity to understand that you are an authority. So the bottom line is that when developing content, you want to consider what's important to your business, what your clients are looking for, and what are your most important elements. So for instance, for this website, the San Luis Powerhouse, the 24/7 emergency is very critical. And so we do want to make sure that we feature that as an important element in here. You'll see in here that the link structure is such that we want to make it very easy for people, and that it hits on the kinds of information that is most important. Generators, residential, industrial. The products are very important, so those are here on the home page. Again, we've got that 24/7 service, and then down in here we have these little lead-ins, and this is again just really about marketing. I have this. Let me see if I can make this smaller so you can see it. Go. We have these 4 areas that are just our lead-ins, and so the client needed to provide the copy accordingly, so that this really just has to do with, again, what is the most important aspects of your business, what kinds of things do you want to promote. This one, they wanted to promote the load bank testing, the areas, of course, that they service is important, 24-hour service again is here, and then the about us. And this one is also ranked very nicely in the local area. Another one, this is American Hay. We have a lot of content for this one. This one has a significant amount of competition in their area. So what we did is we really loaded up on the content of the products that they carried. So we spent a lot of time going through their products and including content for their products in here, which helps out a lot when people are looking for a feed store locally or certain feed products. So it gives them lots of opportunity to find this pet store. It's another one that's new but really ranks well. Two more I wanted to take a look at. This one is a brand new website. It's called ihearingaids.co. And one of the things I wanted to introduce on this one, again, when it comes to the idea of content, is planning. So if you have, for instance, hearing aids is an important element to this website. So you can see the link structure, such as hearing loss, hearing doctors, hearing products, our process, and it goes on from there. You'll see hearing is a word that's used repetitively throughout here, and then the content needs to be able to allow for that to be developed. So when the client provides content for this, it's going to be in the form of what those will be linking to. So we've got some forms of hearing loss in here, and there are several pages along those lines. And you know, the content does correlate to these particular links. And then we've got the slider, for instance, we've got Rediscover Your World, and that's our slider that we're using in here. So the final one I have here is Select Electric, and you can see across the top here we have some different links, and so this is the content that we'll need to plug in for these different areas. One way to develop content, I think, is to consider your competition. Now, one thing that you can do is you can look locally. And if we look locally, for instance, here's one in San Luis Obispo. And San Luis Obispo is a small town, so we're not going to have real high expectations. And this website is probably a very good demonstration of that. Not a lot of information here to help this website get ranked well. So this is a bad example, and we're not going to use that as an example. Even if they're ranked well locally, we always want to shoot much higher than what our local area can provide, unless someone's just really knocking it out of the park. So let's see, I did a little looking around for, let's see, electrician in San Francisco, thinking that was a much bigger pool. And it seems like this one was a good one here. Yes. Now, not an attractive website. However, if you take a look at this, you can see that they've really kind of honed in on what's really important to their demographic. And so anyone looking for them, of course, is looking for an electrician or electrical contractor. And look at there, they have actually linked in here because they recognize the importance of having those words internally linked on their own website. So if I were to do a Command F, and on my Mac here, if I did a browse for the word electric, we're going to see quite a few in here. And you can see that this is really constructed, again, not attractively, but it, you know, as long as someone finds you, that's the most important thing. So you can see that is definitely the construction, is that they are really hitting on the word electric. You can see up here what they think is important, that they are open on weekdays and weekends and holidays, and this is how long they've been in business. These are the kinds of things that I'm going to need from the client in order to develop a website that features the elements that are most important to your business and to your demographic. You can see over here that they've got smoke detectors, electrical remodeling, ceiling fan repairs, and so I am going to assume that they feel that these are the areas that they get requested most frequently for, and so they want to make sure when someone is out there searching for circuit breakers and electricians, electrical circuit breakers, there we go, that is really, that's their bread and butter. Okay, I hope this helps. Bottom line is, content is king. So the more you give us, the better, and we can always weed through it. But that's the bottom line for how to develop good content. Thanks for watching.